Hello all, welcome to CAD Technologies. Today we'll be learning how to make a very simple model using part modeling. As you can see on the screen, there are three views, the front view, the right view as well as the top view. The section view is exactly cut at this location to provide the view here. Now, let us begin by making the component. As usual, let's try to create a new part, give it a name and select the units. Now, to begin the model, I'd like to start with this rectangular feature, which is at a distance of 3 from 0, 0. Now, I'd like to use my front view to do that. Take my references and my center lines and start my sketch. Now, it starts from 3 mm. I know the length is 60, the height is 20 as given in the drawing. Now, I would like to add this body symmetrically with respect to the center to 44. 44. Now, as you can see in the drawing, they have mentioned 3 TYP. That is, the body is actually maintaining 3 thickness throughout the rectangular feature. Now, to do that, I would like to give rounds first. You cannot use a shell command before giving rounds. It's not advisable to. So you can give rounds first and then use your shell command. Usually what happens is if you give your shell and then use rounds, there might be a chance of the feature breaking, if you can see on the screen. Hence, to avoid this, we give rounds and then do the shell feature. We give rounds and then do the shell feature. I think I have already given the rounds. I'm not sure what, let me delete this round. Yeah, we can do this feature. Now, continuing with the model, to weld these bodies, I need to create a cut of this shape, circular shape on the rectangular body. So let me try to take the face to create the cut. Now we know that the circle is actually starting from 0, 0. So I'd like to use this as the center and try to create the cut. The diameter given for this is 24. Let me close the sketch and then create the cut. Now the same cut can be mirrored onto the opposite side. You can see them. Continuing with the model, to make this particular feature, we need to use this as the axis because we know all diametrical dimensions are provided to us, so we can simply use a revolve command. So let's start that by using a revolve command. First, let us mention the axis and start creating the model. I know the length starts from here, goes this way and then this way. Let us give the dimensioning one after the other. Now, let us begin with the last one. The feature of this cylindrical object is 54 and 6. So let's give this as 54 and this is 6. This feature is of 80 and 12. This is not a cylindrical feature. You can see the shape on the right view. We'll make this cuts a little later after we finish with the revolve. This is 80 and this is 12. Now, this is 24 which is already given. We know the distance from here to here is supposed to be 28 and the distance from here to here is supposed to be 8. Now, once I say OK, it creates this revolve feature. Now, the same thing is supposed to be done on this side as well with 20 and 12. So, let me take the same plane, create a revolve, use the existing body as the feature as a reference and then start creating it. 12, overall length is 20. Now once I say OK, creates a revolve. Now since we know that this is not a cylindrical shape, let us try to make this cut. To make that cut, we can simply use the extrude command and I would like to keep it on exactly how I like. Let me just try to do that. Sorry, yes, sketch. I'm taking my references now and the line. This has to maintain 54. So I'd like to give the 54. This is called symmetrical dimensioning. You can watch more of our videos for it. And then I'm trying to create the arc. Again, it's not mandatory that you have to use a center point arc or any arc. You can use any feature. You can even use project and delete whatever is not necessary as well. Trim whatever is not necessary in your sketch. Now let me mirror this feature with respect to the center. This is the exact shape what we were looking for. Now there is a support at this exactly at the center of 6, which is your rib. So I'm trying to using a profile rib. Let me get my references correct and let me try to create the feature. Now we know the distance from this center to this is 4. The thickness of the rib he has mentioned in the drawing is 6. This will be a no. Let us continue with our holes. There's 16 diametrical holes over here. So I'd like to use a simple hole command and give 16. Now the same is at this face as well. So I'd like to do the same at this face as well. Give it through the bottom. There is also another feature which is a cylindrical cut, as you can see. So let me make that cut by using the same revolve command. It's easier to do it by using a revolve command. The cut is exactly at this location. Let me try to take the distances. We know this is 9 and this is 48 and this is 24. This is 48. You can actually incline this. You can use a constraint and make them in one single line as well. For example, I'd like to do this. This is again 24. You want to see, you can check the dimensions. It will just show that it is overly constrained, but it will maintain 24. You can do this as well. There is no issue with this. Now it automatically tends to remove the material. There is also another hole on this cylindrical body, which is of 3 diameter. So let me take the whole feature and start giving my dimensions. 0 and this is a distance of 8. The diameter is 3. This is the cut. There are other holes as well, as you can see. So these holes are easier if we use a point pattern. So I'd like to use a point pattern. Again, you can use axis pattern as well if you're comfortable using it. Let me take the PCD first. The PCD is actually of 65 diameter. Okay. Now, let me place a datum point and then I'd like to mirror the same. Mirror it onto the opposite side, again mirror it. You can select both and do it, or you can do it this way as well. Now, the hole actually is of a diameter of 7. So I'd like to take this feature, give it diameter 7 and create the pattern by simply using my point pattern. Creates 4. Now, let's get into the finishing operation, which are rounds. There is a full round on this feature, which is a dome type of a structure. So let me do that first before proceeding. Now, the rounds which are given here and on the bodies are actually 2. So let me try to take that over here, over here, over here as well. This is 2 mm. I can give it on this corner as well. It's actually given to that corner as well. This is the 2 mm. Now, there are other rounds as well, which is to this one, which is R6. So I'd like to give R6. Let me change them all together to 6. Now there's another round over here, which is R2. I'd like to give this round and then select it to be. This is your final body. As you can see in the drawing, there are chamfer operations as well. I'm sorry, you can give the chamfer operations too. I think one is on this edge and the other one is on the back edge. They are both 1 mm. So just give it that. This is your drawing and we have made a part model using the drawing given to us. You can also take the section view and give it a go. If you set it in and select it, you can also see the front view. I can also show some hatching if necessary. If you want to see, you can see it with hatching. Thank you. Please feel free to contact us if you're interested in any CAD training or professional CAD training. We do offer part modeling, sheet metal trainings as domain related trainings as well. Thank you.